Hello, and before I start the video, I would like to speak to you for a moment. I know I haven't been posting for the past 2 months, and the quality of my videos have gone down quite a bit. I recently ran into some trouble at home, and I've been pouring all of my energy into my job, and I haven't been having much time to draw or energy. And another thing I want to tell you, I finally found an editing software that I like, which is another reason why it took so long to post. Um, look forward to videos posting consistently because I have that goal now. The next two videos you should look forward to are a talking video speaking about my AP scores and a little small animatic to the song Lonely Eyes. So, yeah, keep an eye out for those. Now, on to the video. Hi, hello, it's your girl Marlon here back with another video. Today I am doing a 5 art style challenge. I know people normally do a 10 art style challenge, but I'm going to be honest with you, I struggled coming up with 10 franchises I actually consume. Not because I don't watch a lot of things, I can name 10 things right now that aren't on the challenge list that I enjoy. It's because I struggle picking shows / games I know I can replicate the style relatively easy. I do want a challenge, but I don't want a challenge where I'm gonna be pulling my hair out. Like, I love Arcane and Across the Spider-Verse, but I don't quite understand how they sculpt their characters. Also, having 5 drawings in one video is a bit easier on my mental health than 10. So the rules are simple. I choose 5 different art styles from different media that I love. I'll be drawing my main OC / channel mascot, Lily Lynn, in all of these styles to the best of my ability. I'll alter certain design elements along the way so my OC can fit more in the universe I'm drawing from. Now on to the drawings. Also, I might give a little story if I actually did make the OC for this universe. Side note, how are all these talking YouTubers, how are they able to talk for like 30 minutes? I barely get 5 and I write a script.
Life and death and love and birth and peace and war on the planet Earth.
First up is Steven Universe. I didn't really get into Steven Universe until around 2023. I know, not an OG fan, but I grew up with satellite TV. I didn't have Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon. That was a luxury for me. I grew up with Cubo and PBS Kids, not to mention most of the stuff I watched was on Ion Television, and it had a lot of cop shows, which I probably should not be watching at the ripe age of 7. But even though I didn't grow up with this show, it still holds a very special place in my heart. I can gush about how much I love this show. One of my favorite things in Steven Universe is its color palettes. I love how soft the colors look even in the more intense scenes. They still have a soft look to them. I dream one day that my colors will be as unified as they are in Steven Universe. Another one of my favorite things from Steven Universe were the character designs. The way the characters are so different from each other but still look coherent is just chef's kiss. Honestly, I don't have anything smart to say about the designs because my brain kind of goes toddler brain whenever I watch the show, but I just love them. Like, knowing their personalities and then seeing the characters just fits so well. My favorite character is Amethyst, and not only do I love her design, I just kind of relate to her a bit too much. If you were an early follower of mine, you would have known I've already have a Steven OC. And she was a bit of a Mary Sue. She was a gem human fusion similar to Steven, and she had 2 gems, Aquamarine and Bloodstone, the 2 birthstones of March. Honestly, it wasn't the greatest, which is why I changed the idea of making Lily a gem to just keeping her a human. I used both Sadie and Amethyst as inspiration for her designs. They were the closest to her body and hair texture. But yeah, here's Lily in the Steven Universe art style.
I'm Stan and I was wrong. I'm singing the Stan wrong song.
Gravity Falls. Oh, how beautiful your storytelling was. Gravity Falls was another one of the shows I didn't fully watch until 2023, but when I did spend the night at my grandma's house, I remember watching it. One episode that really stuck with me was the Shapeshifter episode. That was the first one I remember watching, and I wouldn't say I was traumatized, but my PBS brain was kind of shocked. Like, I didn't know animation could be so dark. Note, I am using air quotes with that. I use dark loosely, but then again, I watched a lot of SVU when I was younger, so it didn't faze me that much. Unlike any other fandom I haven't been a part of, I didn't really create an OC for Gravity Falls. To me, Gravity Falls just went into the only for consumption category of my brain. I loved the sci-fi elements of the story and the horrors Dipper and Mabel faced. It was a show I could just watch and turn off my brain, a show I could simply enjoy. But if I would have an OC, I would think she would be a shapeshifter to stay true to like Lily's actual abilities. I have this idea that the shapeshifter from Into the Bunker produced asexually, that was just like part of the species. And I would think at some point while the shapeshifter was locked in the bunker, it laid an egg. And this is where my OC would come into play. She didn't want to be like her father and was fascinated by human life. She wanted to be human. So when Dipper defeated her father, she would have at some point snuck out. I don't know the clear details, but basically she left before they could figure out she was there and shifted into a human to blend into society. I would like to think that she tried to befriend Dipper and Mabel because she just was so enamored by them. But Dipper, being his paranoid self, he would have a high suspicion of her. He would spend most of the time that they were hanging out trying to catch her doing something bad. It's kind of like that one zombie episode with the gnomes. Yeah, kind of like that, where he like assumes that it's a zombie, but in fact it's not a zombie, it's just a bunch of gnomes. I don't know, man. Anyways, this is Lily in Gravity Falls fan art style. Stardew Valley is our next victim. I remember playing this game before COVID. I don't have an exact time frame, but it was definitely after the Switch has already came out. I remember playing this game on my cousin's Switch whenever I would spend the night with them. Another time I remember playing was actually during 2021, I believe. My mom and I recently moved away from the rest of the family in 2020, and I was visiting said family during the summer. I stayed with the same cousin that summer that first introduced me to the game. At first, the game was just something I could play when I was bored. I didn't realize how much of an impact I would have on my brain. So, fast forward to 2024, I have a job and finally have my own money I could use to buy whatever I want. I bought the game for like $15, and when I started playing it, it was like I was 14 all over again. I was so happy and struggled to get gold. I have very poor spending skills. I'm always so broke. Then I learned about the dating feature and I was hooked. I don't remember what started it. I think I saw a TikTok about it, but I fell in love with Shane. And don't start, yeah, I know, he's not really the best out of all the bachelors. And realistically, if he was real, I wouldn't go near him with a 10-foot pole. But his mental health struggles, it gave me something to relate to. It gave me a stronger understanding that I wasn't alone in my struggle. I also headcanon him to have a dad bod, chubby. Anyways, I'm very late to the Stardew Valley party, but hey, at least I'm here now. Here's Lily in the Stardew Valley style, kinda. It's similar, and that's what matters in my book. I actually have a deep history with this game. My mom was the first one to actually introduce me to this game and the first to introduce me to the whole franchise in general. This game has been with me as long as I can remember. Some of my TV time was when I was younger, watching my mom play video games. I believe I started playing around 12, if not younger. I remember playing for hours on the living room TV. I grew up with the game. It will forever be a part of me. It shaped me to who I am today. You guys don't know this because I never got the courage to post it, but I actually have a Legend of Zelda OC. Her name was Lilia and was the youngest sister to goddess Hylia. When Hylia sacrificed herself for the Hylian people, she asked Lilia to watch over the reincarnations, basically. And so that's what she did. She grew up with the princesses, and even in some generations, she grew up with Link. I use the term growing up very lightly because she is a shapeshifter and she just changes herself to be younger with each generation or something like that. I haven't thought too deeply on it. I did play with the idea for a while that she was also a reincarnation because I shipped her with Ganondorf. I had this idea that they were, how you would put it, star-crossed lovers, doomed by the tragic fate of the prophecy, forced to repeat the agonizing betrayal over and over again till the end of time. What can I say? I live for the angst. I also want to say this whole story was simply because Tears of the Kingdom came out. I still haven't played that game though, but it's on my list. And we got to see Ganondorf for the first time. Anyways, this is Lily in the Twilight Princess art style. It's not well done, but you can kind of see the resemblance. She got the eyes.
強くなれる理由を知った
Demon Slayer is our final victim. I have been through an emotional roller coaster with Demon Slayer. With the announcement of Infinity Castle that came out last year, it really punched me like a truck. I was struggling that summer, but really, I love Demon Slayer. I love the characters, I love the storytelling. My favorite characters are Mitsuri, Sanemi, and Guillaume. They're just so cute. I actually have a Demon Slayer OC, no big surprise, and it was more like a self insert than a separate being, you know? I use Lily as a blueprint, or basically Lily in another font. I kept the shapeshifting concept and made her a demon, but the twist was she was half demon, coming from a human mother and a demon father. She became a demon slayer after she killed her own father after he ate her mother due to Muzan's orders. It was actually Lady Epone who found her and brought her to Ubashiki to determine if she was even allowed to live. I like to think Ubashiki accepted Lily within the ranks because she is a child who lost her mother to a demon who she thought was her father, or something like that. I made her the Dragon Hashira because I can. She developed the dragon breathing style after studying fire breathing, stone breathing, and water breathing. Using the techniques she learned to develop her own unique fighting style. Honestly, I might even make this version as the younger sibling or just a student, the student to Lily. But I don't know. What do you think? Anyways, this is Lily in the Demon Slayer art style. Alrighty, we made it to the end of the video. This has been 5 art style challenges. And honestly, I didn't think I would have made it this far. Thank you for watching and thank you for the support. If you are interested in a commission, you can message me on TikTok, Instagram, Tumblr, and Blue Sky. Bye bye.